It's just a coincidence. Don't think we want to torture you if you're in the Ramadan month. We're talking food safety, and it starts with the images comes with a lot of food. Gwendolyn Egbe has been looking at food safety. You know, we usually say once it's cooked, a black man not the die dirty. We say that, right? And once it's cooked, however it's cooked, we eat and we're fine. Well, how true is that? There's been a conference on food safety, and people actually went further to look at how safe is the food that we eat. And Gwendolyn Egbe was very close by and did a report. Here is her report.
Mouth-watering food is one of those things that hardly leaves anyone indifferent. But be careful. It might not be as delicious to the body.
It's not just about exercise. If you don't have the right food in your body, you can't even exercise. Okay, it's not just about the dirty food that we see in the market. Okay, the displays at times is really scary. You have food on the ground, you have feces, you know, real dirt. But what about in the farm? If there's too many pesticides, wrong chemicals, even if the food is well displayed, you're still going to have an issue. So it's from the farm to the market to the plate. So we wanted to make everybody first agree that that's the wholesome process.
That is where this seminar steps in.
According to recent statistics, about 600 million people fall sick on a yearly basis because they consume contaminated food. And Africa has the highest percentage. Cameroon is very concerned. For example, statistics show that diarrhea is the third killer disease in Cameroon, and it's a food-borne disease. We have the capacity to meet stakeholders, to meet administrative personalities. So we're going to channel these ideas to the right authorities and make sure that it's not just empty talk, by concrete action. So that's our first goal. We're meeting with the people, ideas are popping out, we're jotting the right the ideas, we're going to do a selection and then channel it to the right authorities, then we'll take it back to the fields.
Most of us assume that food poisoning comes from restaurants or cafes, forgetting it is also possible in home-cooked food. Mind you, food poisoning can cause serious illness and even death. No doubt it has become a universal concern. This is because everyone has to consume food, and it is a chain from the farms to our tables.
As a council, we encourage seminars like this because it is through workshops or seminars like this that create the awareness that we need our people to have. One of the recommendations that was made was that the council should put in place proper legislation and to ensure that those who violate those, those rules and regulations are fined. Those things are in place. For example, at the level of the council, we have a deliberation that anybody who is selling food on the floor, not on the platform, is supposed to be fined.
Those gathered here were varied age groups, professions, and backgrounds, with the same goal: to reduce the rate of food poisoning.
We started to attend the seminar to learn better ways on how to handle and preserve food, and also to learn how to adopt a healthy lifestyle.
It was all about interacting with the hope of exchanging and building ideas.
We should learn to buy healthy and fresh food. We should practice subsistence food farming.
Among the participants were those involved in food processing, bottled all pepper and plantain flour.
I read that plantain flour is good for diabetic patients, that it even treats diabetes. And so I had that encouragement. You can bake bread with plantain flour, you can do cake with plantain flour, you can do, when we come to African dishes, you can do ekwa with plantain flour, you can do even your pakoko and make your soup to eat with plantain flour.
Then, ingredients for our Cameroonian and even some other African dishes.
These are a sample of my products on how food is well processed and packaged, nutritional values restored, free from pests, free from every kind of food infested diseases. We have learned from food scientists and researchers that dried food can last for 6 months. With snails, we are commonly known of eating the stick soya snails where little children hop around with as snail vendors. But I've come with the brand of snails where you have snails in all flavors, like the curry flavor, the garlic flavor, the ginger flavor, the onions flavor, the white pepper flavor, the black pepper flavor, because we are tired of this pepper thing. There are many people that cannot tolerate pepper in their digestive system, so the other flavors in food that they tolerate, like garlic, which everybody likes, many people have tasted of those products and they so love it because it can have every variety of flavor, and again it is well packaged, which is free again from food flies and every other food pests.
After all the brainstorming on healthy eating habits, it was just right for a tray to pass around. Close to 5 hours, it was unanimously agreed through the voice of one that it was a day well spent.
I've learned the everyday ways I as a consumer can use to make my food safer. Also, I've learned information that I can use to tell other members of my community on how to use to make their food safer, that is traders, farmers, and us consumers. For us consumers, we can patronize farm traders who keep the environment clean. By doing this, those who don't keep the environment clean will emulate the examples of those who.
Though much was done, it was only a beginning.
We're in the business of offering solutions for all of us, and that's what they're doing now. We've already identified the problems. We know they're there. Our food at times is really bad. It's bad. So what can we do to make sure that future generations, starting with us, because we are the change we want to see. Anybody who's here accepted that challenge. We are the change we want to see. We show up, we listen, we learn from each other, then we have to go out now and start implementing. Talk to the guy and seller that you see in the market. Talk to that friend that you see and say, hey, maybe you could move this, maybe you could cover your food a little bit. That is where we start.
Hopefully, more of such workshops will be organized in the nearest future. Don't hesitate to be a part of it.
Thank you very much, Gwendolyn.